I know this is dickish of me to do, but I'm going to do it anyway. So the election did not have to go the way it went. I want to take a second to look back. This is back when they actually did the polls. Obviously, they stopped at a certain point because it was unnecessary to go on any further. But when the question was asked, who would you support, Donald Trump or Bernie Sanders in a general election? Here are the results. Look at those numbers. Public policy polling, plus 11 for Bernie Sanders. Fox News, plus 4. CBS News, New York Times, plus 13. NBC News, Wall Street Journal, plus 15 points for Bernie Sanders. Quinnipiac, plus 9. IBD, TIPP, plus 10. So overall, the average in the polls that Bernie Sanders was up, 10.4. Now, the counter argument people are going to make is, well, look, a lot of things can change in the general election, and you never know. You know, maybe it would have reversed, and maybe it would have tightened up, and maybe this or that. That all may be true. Are you really convinced it would have been enough to have Trump beat Bernie Sanders? Here's how many scandals Bernie Sanders has. 0. Here's who Bernie Sanders would take away from Donald Trump. All the people who are voting solely based on, hey, NAFTA, TPP, we're against the corruption. The main argument that actually resonated that Donald Trump made against Hillary Clinton was, oh, TPP, oh, NAFTA, oh, you're corrupt, oh, you're an ultimate insider. You can't make those arguments against Bernie Sanders. They don't work. In fact, Bernie Sanders can flip them back on you and argue you're the corrupt insider. You know, you're the person who literally bought politicians. There's records of this. There's in detail stories of this. So you bought politicians. You're the corrupt insider. You're against NAFTA. You outsourced your own jobs to China and Bangladesh and Mexico and Turkey. And you're going to lecture me about that? I have a pristine voting record. I vote probably 100% of the time with the unions, with working people, with poor people. Take your bullshit faux populism away and out of here, because I'm the real populist. That's what Bernie Sanders can say. Hillary Clinton couldn't say that because she's Hillary Clinton. Her voting record sucks. What are you going to do? Everybody knows, oh shit, they raised over $3 billion. The Clintons raised over $3 billion in their careers. They are corrupt insiders. The Clinton Foundation and pay-to-play corruption. Trump was hitting this stuff on a daily basis in his rallies. What are you going to say? Oh, the Bernie Sanders Foundation and all their pay-to-play corruption. What the fuck? He's one of the poorest members of the Senate. There's nothing. You know what the worst they would have said about him? He's a socialist. You know what Bernie Sanders would have said? So is FDR. Next question. Remember, FDR was so popular, they needed to invent term limits to get him out of office. That's what the Republicans did. Like, oh, fuck, this guy can't lose. He never loses. What are we going to do? We can't beat this guy. We don't have better ideas. This guy's actually helping the country. Fuck, what are we going to do? Term limits. Make sure that never happens again. Thank you very much. That's what we're going to do. Term limits, make sure it never happens again. Guys, it would have been a landslide. It would have been an absolute landslide. Now, on the flip side, Hillary Clinton won the popular vote. Donald Trump nearly landslided her in the Electoral College, specifically because he jacked from Hillary Clinton the Democratic firewall. The firewall is, you know, the Rust Belt states, the northern part of the Midwest, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Michigan. These were all, you know, Obama won all these. But Donald Trump beat Hillary Clinton there. And we now know, I covered the story for you earlier. The voters said in the exit polls, yeah, it's because of trade. We all lost our jobs and we're fucking pissed. So here's my point. If you ran a true progressive against Donald Trump, it wouldn't have been close. He would have gotten his ass handed to him on a platter. But you didn't do that. You ran a neoliberal. You ran a New Democrat. You ran a corporatist, you know, centrist, center-right kind of Democrat, and you lost. So how about you try to win and you go back to what the Democratic Party is supposed to be and you run candidates like that? If you do that, you win. If you do that, you don't destroy the country. But you didn't do that, so now the country may be destroyed as a result of this insane authoritarian monster that's now in power, who's not going to do any of the populist things that he said he would do. And he's also just a stupid person, and that's crazy to think that this buffoon, who has the attention span of a gnat, now has an army and nuclear launch codes. But you have to run populist candidates. You have to be progressive. You have to be liberal. And they didn't. The Democrats did not, and now they're floating Tim Kaine for 2020. Bernie Sanders plus 10.4 points on average against Donald Trump. This nightmare could have been avoided, but the Democratic establishment doubled down on their wrong, corrupt strategy.